Boss babes, they all are. So many women feel the pressure to succeed at work while being fully present at home. Psychologist, executive coach, and working mother, Dr. Ann Welsh, she does it all. She works with ambitious women that are navigating both career and family life, and she joins us now. Hello, Doc. How you doing?
Great. So nice to be here.
Absolutely. You are a busy woman. I'm excited to ask you some questions. In your years of practice and coaching, what are some of the, I would say, common issues or almost like patterns that ambitious women deal with on just a daily basis?
Yeah. I mean, what I see most often is that women are really feeling pulled in two directions simultaneously, right? They want to show up fully in their careers and they want to show up fully for their families. And both of these roles have become so much more demanding.
Yeah.
And so they're doing all of the things. And from the outside, it maybe even looks like they have it all together, but internally they're feeling overwhelmed or like they're hanging on by the skin of their teeth, or sometimes they're just numb.
Yeah.
But the big theme is that they can't enjoy the life that they've worked so hard to build. And it's at the heart of what I call the ambition paradox, that experience of, I just can't win here.
Right. And they can't enjoy either one, even though they've worked so hard to have both. I have personal friends that are dealing with this right now, so I understand this. How do you go about addressing the feelings of women who think, all right, I have to choose between success and basic sanity here?
Yeah, a lot of women feel like they have to choose, but the real issue is often how we're defining success, right? If success means we're doing everything perfectly, then yeah, that might not be sustainable, both in work and in our mothering. But we need to get more granular, right? You don't need to be perfect at everything, but you can be excellent at many things. And you can also choose to opt out of doing some things. And so when women start defining success for themselves and including their own well-being, their energy, their relationships, then they don't have to make that choice between success and sanity. They can have both things.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be 100% on both. That's such a good point of where success should be defined. So what are some ways women watching can sort of build a framework, Doc, to help themselves and their families?
Yeah, there's a few key shifts, but the first and perhaps most important is to put yourself back in the equation, right? So often I think we try to solve this problem by saying, I'll just do everything for everybody else.
Yeah.
I'll ignore my own needs, and then I'll have the time to do the work and the family thing. But that just leads to burnout, right? So you've got to include yourself here. And part of that is getting clear on what you want and spending less time focusing on whether you deserve things and simply on whether you desire them, right? And then the third piece is recognizing along those lines that taking care of yourself is actually how you take care of your family, right? We know from the research that parenting is about quality, not quantity of time with them. And so if you have to take a little bit of time to kind of fill your own cup, if you will, and then you show up better for your kids, that's actually a better way of doing it. And it's more sustainable over time.
Yeah, I always think of the air, the oxygen mask. You got to put yours on first before, otherwise it's not good for anybody at that point. You have probably heard the word perfectionist. And as I am also a people pleaser every single day. I'm going to ask you this personally. What do you do when you hear those words from people? I'm asking for myself.
Yeah. I think perfectionism and people pleasing, we treat them as different, but they really both come from a place of fear and a place of fear that I am not enough. Right. That perfectionism is the fear that I will make a mistake, and people pleasing is the fear of disappointing others. But at the heart of both of them is this feeling that I don't actually cut it as I am. And really, the big way to challenge it is to start challenging that belief system, right? What happens if I'm excellent but not perfect? Does the world fall apart, or is it okay? What happens if I disappoint someone just a little bit? Does the relationship end, or do we actually move on and are fine, right? And I also encourage people to start noticing where these tendencies are actually hurting them, right? With perfectionism, it often gets in the way of our success because it makes us so anxious. And with people pleasing, right, it can hold us back, especially at work. If you're just saying yes to everything, that's not very strategic. And so when we notice the cost, it can start to feel a little easier to maybe try some changes too.
Yeah, what's so interesting is I'm learning that now. It's a little late for me, but I'm realizing how inefficient the people pleasing is, because I'm not having those deep kind of relationships at all, because I'm just saying yes. So important. Mazel tov, you have a new book coming out this summer. It is called Ambitious Mother: From Surviving to Thriving in Your Career and at Home. I would buy this for 10 of my friends if I had 10 friends. Share what you think is your favorite chapter in the book.
Yeah, my favorite part of the book, there's kind of 4 big parts, is the motherhood advantage. And it talks about the ways that motherhood can actually help us grow our careers and can really accelerate our careers. And as part of that section, I actually interviewed an incredible group of women, including Rachel Rogers, who wrote How We Should All Be Millionaires, and Dale Franzen, who is a Tony-winning Broadway producer, and a lot of other amazing women. And all of them were able to share how motherhood sharpened their ambition for something and clarified what they wanted to do with their careers and their lives. And it looked different for each of the women, but for everyone, it really gave them a stronger sense of purpose. And that's the message, right? Motherhood doesn't have to be a limitation. It can really be a source of strength in how we live our lives and how we move forward in our careers and our leadership.
That's beautiful. And everybody, Mother's Day is coming up, so the book, you know what I'm saying? So thank you so much, Dr. Welsh. You can pre-order Dr. Welsh's new book, Ambitious Mother: From Surviving to Thriving in Your Career and at Home. It's coming in August. For more information about Dr. Welsh, I want you to go to drannwelsh.com. We appreciate you, and this I can give to so many of my girlfriends. Thank you.